Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So I'm getting ready to prepare dinner, and I'm actually going to be using a recipe that comes from this cookbook. It's called Homemade is Better from Tupperware. I got this cookbook, oh gosh, when did I get it? I got it like in the early 80s, sometime around there. It has a lot of really great recipes in it, but what it does is that it takes like a large recipe and then it shows you how you can make it into smaller ones. Such as like there's a bread recipe that I will be doing. I'm going to try to do it next week. I meant to do it this week. Things just got out of hand and I wasn't able to. I ended up having car problems, guys, and found out I had no airbags in my car. So it's been in the shop all week and I get to pick it up tomorrow. I'm so thankful for that. Not having a car is like really weird for me. But back to reality. So what I really like about this cookbook is that it shows you like there's a recipe in here on how to make like the base recipe for muffins and cookies and things like that. And then you just add all kinds of other different ingredients and make it multiple recipes out of it. So I'm looking forward to showing you what I'm doing. Now tonight, I did not use the meat mixture that they gave me because I just already had taco meat, so I didn't see any reason. But I'm actually making a double-decker tostado for dinner. Now, I did tell my husband it was a triple-decker. I don't know where I got triple-decker. So he's going to have to just go with the double-decker. I think that's going to be big enough. So a few of the ingredients we've already made ahead of time. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the process and go from there. All right, so let's get started on this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep a little bit. So I'm going to chop up some olives. Okay, I thought I had everything out. I did not. So I'm just going to do a few olives. I'm not going to do all of them. And I'm just going to slice them. I should have just dumped them in this bowl to begin with. I don't know why I didn't. Okay, I think that's plenty of olives for what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm going to grate up some cheese, and I didn't get that out either. I am really discombobulated, guys. All right, so let's just move stuff out of the way. Now I'm using the smaller grater just because I think sometimes it melts a little easier on this kind of stuff. So, and instead of adding tomatoes, we're going to use pico de gallo. Now my husband made the pico de gallo, so I'm just going to kind of walk through the process that he used. So we had some jalapenos left over from another recipe. So his recipe is that he used jalapenos, a white onion, tomatoes, and cilantro. And then he added lemon juice, or no, lime juice. He added lime juice. I apologize. Chopped everything up into the same size and put it in a bowl. We left it overnight so that everything gets all congealed together and macerated and whatever else it needs to do. And we had it with some chips. He did it a couple days ago, and he didn't record it because, well, he forgot. And he knew I was doing this, but he forgot that we were going to add that. So that's okay. So he just chopped everything up into the same size pieces. And then he put it in a bowl. Like I said, we had it with chips the other night, and it was delicious. And usually pico de gallo, the longer it sits, the better tasting for some reason it gets. So, all right, I think that's enough cheese. So I'm just going to move this off to the side. Now you can use cheddar or Monterey Jack cheese on this. It's up to you, whichever you wanted. I'm using cheddar cheese. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the side, out of the way. And here is the pico de gallo that I was telling you about. I am going to mix it up and stir it a little bit. So let me get a spoon so I can go ahead and get that done. It smells wonderful, guys. It really does. It smells great. Okay. Now we're going to heat up the hamburger. Now the taco meat I also had made up probably a couple weeks ago, and I put the leftovers in the freezer. And so what I did for the taco meat was I cooked the meat, the hamburger, till it was no longer pink. And then I added taco seasoning. Now I'll show you what I use. Now I can make my own, but this is really good. And what I like about it is that I can choose how much seasoning I want to put on it. Because sometimes when I put too much seasoning on something, it really upsets my tummy. So that was a great thing that I do with taco meat. So all I do, let me go back to what I was talking about. So I browned up the hamburger till it was no longer pink. Then I added the seasoning, and I sometimes will add a little bit of water. It just depends. Sometimes I don't, but for the most part, I add like maybe a fourth of a cup of water or something like that. And then I let it simmer until the water's all gone, and then it's ready to go. And it doesn't upset my stomach. So now I'm going to just microwave this. All right, so while that is sitting in the microwave, I'm going to get out the refried beans, and I'm just using this brand. This is a brand I grew up on. This is a brand I use. I'm sure there's other better ones out there, but you know, when you grow up with something, sometimes it's hard to change. So I'm just going to put it in a bowl. And it does not want to come out. Not a surprise. It really does not want to come out. I'm having to force it out. And I'm just also going to warm this up in the microwave. You can warm it up on the stovetop if you want, but I'm just doing the microwave. Okay. So to warm it up in the microwave, you're just going to cover it and then warm it up on whatever temperature you feel like you need to. Doesn't really say, oh, it says high. So warm it up on high. Okay, so I'm going to continue warming up the hamburger and I'll bring you right back. Okay, so I've got everything heated up. And so now we're going to start assembly. So I'm going to take a tostado shell. I'm going to layer on some beans. Then I'm going to go ahead and add some olives. I'm going to add the hamburger. Add a little bit of cheese. Add some pico de gallo, just a little bit. All right, now I'm going to add another shell, tostado, on top, squish it down.
This is Grandpa Neil. Me and Baxter just waiting in the wings for this. Looks so good. Love what Grandma Debbie does for us.
Oops, sorry.
Yum. Help her out. Like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff for her.
Yes.
Please.
All right, so I'm going to add on again the olives. And I'm going to add a little bit of cheese. A little more hamburger. And a little bit of the pico de gallo. Now, if you want, you could also add a little bit of sour cream on top of this.
Would you like me to get this out?
Sure, that would be wonderful. Thank you. And I'm just going to do a dollop on top. And this is what it looks like. Doesn't that look good? Looks delicious to me. All right, I want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey. This is a super simple meal, especially if you already have the ingredients made up. And so, you know, give it a try. You can make this as tall as you want or as small as you want. It's up to you. So, like I said, give it a try. It's going to be delicious, I'm sure. All right, well, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share button, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.